tell me about your time as our international Grand Basileus?
It would be my pleasure to do so because it was 4 of the most exciting years of my life. And exciting can be a different thing for different people in different areas. Sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's positive, sometimes it makes you grow, sometimes it makes you decline. And I will say to you that although this period was an honor and a privilege and a grand pleasure for me to serve in, I can certainly say to you that many of those experiences were mine. However, I was always cognizant of the fact that in 1922, the ladies who founded our organization went through so much to get it done. They were on the campus of Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana, and having visited there, I saw firsthand the building right across the street from Butler University that housed the Ku Klux Klan. How those 7 black women had the nerve to do what they did still makes me wonder, but still gives me strength to do those things that come forward to me. And so as some of the things that when I decided that I wanted to run for Grand Basileus, I spent some time looking at the organization, looking at how it was run, looking at what we were about, looking at the membership, looking at the undergraduate sector, and making decisions regarding what it was and where I wanted to take the organization. As I said earlier, one of the things that was important to me was that we have, and thank goodness that Dr. Lorona Morris and those who came before me had made the same decision that I made. It is time for us to move into a new location where we can expand our operations and do some additional things. And Dr. Morris had laid the groundwork for that. And so it became my job then to carry it forward. And we were able to make this thing happen and land in a headquarters building in Cary, North Carolina, thanks to the help of Mr. Tony Grant, a realtor out of Columbia, South Carolina, who walked us through the process and helped us to get that done. That was an important piece for me. The boule that was held in Miami, Florida was my first boule, and it was really, in my opinion, one that I was proud of. And following the boule, we took a boule cruise to the Bahamas. And again, that was a piece that was so good for us and hopefully good for the Bahamas because we spent a lot of money over there. But those were 2 things that I am certainly proud of. We held a national leadership conference in Indianapolis, Indiana, and at Butler University. And it was one where leaders from across the nation, from within the sorority, gathered together to develop skills, to share information, and have fun together. And it turned out to be a real good event. In addition, we did the Bahamas chapter, we got it reactivated, and they were such a group of wonderful women who we still have friendship with and still enjoy meeting up with them. Soror Annie Loves Brown, who was president of Grand Basileus, started a piece with the Buckle Up America piece. You remember when there was a Buckle Up America piece that talked about the seat belts? And many in our community were resistant to wearing the seat belts. But Soror Brown became convinced that they were worthwhile and started a program working with the Buckle Up America people. And we took it up when we came in. It went through the presidencies. And we finalized that program and had some videos and some pieces that were really good and impacted the use of seatbelts. Cultured Pearls was started under my administration. We believe that those who have been members for 50 years should be recognized, and the pearl was one of our most favorite jewels. And the cultured pearl takes longer to develop and becomes the most valued one in the family that makes the pearls. And so we chose the name Cultured Pearls. Also, there was an induction ceremony developed. So Brian brought forth a pen for them, and we are just so grateful for those members who started the Cultured Pearls list and for those who continue to be Cultured Pearls as they reach the 50 years. The leadership breakfast at Boulé was started during our administration, where the presidents well, that's what we call them, but we're not talking about it. Syntacti and other leaders gather at the Boule to share and to eat breakfast together and to have a good time. Dr. Cassandra Owens developed a manual for chaplains. She was the national chaplain at the time, and she authored a book for chaplains to give them pieces that they could use when they're called upon to do things at their meetings and at other meetings as well. Budgetary concerns were big for me and my team. My people who worked in finance were just wonderful. We had both of our boules made money and did not lose money. That was our intent, and both boules did that, and we were very proud of that. The induction piece by Dr. Manora Bryan was a piece that continues to be used today, and that was brought about because hazing was a biggie at that time, and we were trying to get a piece that everybody had that demanded that you do the same things in the same way so that we were protected. Purchasing the headquarters facility was big. The Northeastern region held a leadership conference for its undergraduates. There was first a total regional undergraduate leadership conference, and we enjoyed that. There was a joint conference with Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity in Michigan, and that was just totally awesome as we gathered together. And they allowed me to speak at the public meeting, which we shared together, and it was really a good Greek setting where we shared together to work with each other. Those were the kinds of activities that we wanted to be involved in. In addition, it was important to us as we had getting ready to move into our new headquarters, that we began to think about ways to raise additional money. We wanted to get it paid off in the 20 years that we were assigned, and I'm happy to report that we did. And the sorors and chapters who worked so hard to get that done, I want you to know how much we appreciate it. It was my desire to ensure that the organization under my administration grew. It was my desire, first of all, that we have a headquarters that represented us, and we have that. The growth in membership was important, and it continues to be important today, and it is working as it should be. And there are other issues that we looked at and made impact on. The Seven Pearls Foundation was established, and the Seven Pearls Foundation was established for two reasons. One of them was that it's important that you have a piece, a 501(c)(3) piece, where you can put your holdings such that they become that piece's holdings, not yours. And that was a legal piece for us. In addition, the Seven Pearls Foundation helped to take care of the headquarters and make sure that it is taken care of, and we certainly do appreciate that. It is my pleasure to say that those 4 years of working with the sorors, undergraduate and graduate, were good years in my life. I found cooperation. That is not to say I was liked or loved by everybody, but it was my desire to do what was best and good for our organization and continue in the goals that the founders set for us in terms of our sisterhood, to develop women into the best women that they could be, to make an impact on communities that we served in, to make sure that our young people were getting advice, wisdom, and even help if they needed it. One very special story for me is that in Jackson, Tennessee, when I played Sigma Gamma Rho, Sorority Incorporated, there were a group of women who were at the top of that, who were leading women in that community. The college president that I graduated from was one of them, Mrs. Kirkendall. After a couple of years of being married, I decided I wanted to teach, and so I applied for a job, and I got a job teaching. In those days, they put that announcement in the paper when you got a job teaching, in the local newspaper. Well, it came out that afternoon. Later on in the afternoon, Mrs. Kirkendall, my doorbell rang. We lived on the college campus, and Mrs. Kirkendall, who was the college president's wife, when I got to the door, she had put a package at my door and was walking back to her house. I picked up the package and went inside. Opening the package, I found 5 dresses. I found 5 dresses because she knew that going into the teaching profession, from being a housewife, I did not have all the appropriate things I needed. And she gave me, we were the same size, and she gave me a dress for every day. And when I put the dresses that she gave me with the ones that I already had, I was a pretty cute chick. And I did not stand out as one of those who had nothing. And it was that kind of real service that can make a difference in the young people's lives. While we can talk and say the pledge and sing the hymn, what we do for our organization and for others is what really counts. And it is my pleasure to encourage our chapter members, while you, and I want to say, learn your hymn, learn your pledge, stop taking out your phones when you get ready to do those pieces, and learn how to stand and say them as we used to say, by heart, or from your heart, or from memory. Learn how to do that if you don't mind. In addition, serve in your community, serve in your organization, serve in your church, wherever you are. Service is the piece that makes you grow and it makes the organization grow. And it is my hope that during my years as the president of the organization that I put forward that it's not just about what we say or what we sing, but it's about what we do and who we help that makes us and the organization what our founders would have it to be.